Okay. All right, so let's do some more examples of this. If we don't get to the worksheet, what I will do is post it and solutions, so you have more, examples to go by. I figured that'd be good to do. Okay. All right. So for the next one's similar to what we just did, right? Again, now we have 1 meter we start out in. We want to know how many centimeters that is. If we have 1 meter, how many centimeters do we have? Okay, so what do we do? Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to, since centi, wait, let me get back to the laser. No, darn it. There we go. We start out here at meter, right? We're going to go 1, 2 to the right. So we have 1 meter, that's the base unit. Okay? We go 1, 2 spaces to the right. So that's what we're going to do with the decimal. We have 1, right? We're going to go 1 space, and then we go another one, 2. Good. So we get 100. So in other words, we get 1 meter is 100 centimeters. That's how we get 100 here. And that's what I mean by 2 spaces to the right. We move the decimal. That's actually what's nicer about the metric system here, is that these prefixes, they differ by a power of 10, and that makes it easy to convert. You just move the decimal point. So we have that. And now someone just before asked about if you move to the left. Well, that's going to get smaller. Let me demonstrate. So we have 1 meter now, right? The question now is, how many kilometers is that? How many kilometers is that? Well, let's see. So we start out with 1 meter, right? We're starting out in the middle, okay? Then we're going to move 3. Now kilometers is 3 spaces to the left, right? We're going to go 1, 2, 3 spaces to the left. So what we do then is we're going to move the decimal 3 spaces to the left. So we have 1 meter. We're going to go 1. Now it's in front of the 1. 2. We have an empty space. We put a 0. And then we have 1 more. 3. So we get 0.001. Again, we start out with the decimal, right? It's right after 1. Move it 1 to the left. Okay, right in front of 1. Then we move another space to the left. We put a 0 in as a placeholder. Then we go another space to the left. We get another 0. Okay? So that's what we get here. So we get 0.001. I mean, if you write that as a fraction, you don't have to with me. You could leave it as a decimal. But it actually, since the 1 here is in the 1,000ths place, this is the same as 1 over 1,000. But if you left it as a decimal, that's fine. Yeah?
Kilometers is not kilometers, like the distance for like when you're driving in like Europe and such.
Europe, I think that they use kilometers. Yeah, I think that's what they use.
So that it's kilometers the same as kilometers, or just?
Yeah, I think it's pronunciation. I could be pronouncing it wrong, to be honest.
Okay.
So I think it could be. I think that's just how it's said.
Okay.
It could be like one of those things. It could be like maybe different correct ways, but different ways of pronouncing it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I don't know for sure, honestly.
Thank you.
Like tomato.
I believe it's
tomato.
kilometers.
Kilometers?
I believe so.
Kilometers, okay. You like tomato, tomato, potato, that kind of thing, I guess. Different ways of pronouncing the same word, so. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Thanks. Good question, though. Are there any other questions? All right, well, let's do another one of these. So this one's going to be a little bit different. We're not starting here, excuse me, at the base unit. We're actually starting at hope I'm saying this right, hectometers. Okay? So we have hectometers here. So we have 1 hectometer, right? We want to know how many centimeters that is. So we're going, in other words, from hectometers to centimeters. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we start out at hectometers and we go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the right. So again, we start out here at hectometer, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces to the right. Okay, we go 4 spaces to the right. So we're going to move our decimal place 4 spaces to the right. We go 1, oh boy, 2, 3, one more I think should do it, 4. So that's how we get 10,000. So 1 hectometer is 10,000 centimeters. Again, it's just moving the decimal. That's all it is. Yeah?
So when you're going to the right, you're counting after the initial number, and then when you're going to the left, you're counting with the initial number. Because I noticed like when you go,
point.
I'm sorry.
You're moving the decimal point.
Oh, okay.
Does that help? Or?
No, yeah, it does help. It's just because I was getting confused. I counted off the first time when I went to the left because I wasn't including like the initial number. Like I wasn't thinking of it as moving the decimal. So I think that's why. Yeah.
I mean, if you have another way to do this, and you know, if it's correct, I mean, I'm not going to mark it wrong as long as you show your work. So
Okay.
I hope that helps. So I just thought moving the decimal like this, I thought was the easiest way to explain it. So okay. But again, if you know another method, not just you, but anyone in the class, I mean, you know, as long as you show your work, that's fine, especially in these kinds of questions, because I know they have unit conversions that do it automatically for you on the internet. So, I mean, some students I think did that last semester, and you know, I couldn't give them any credit for the question. So, all right. Okay. Any other question? Awesome question, though. Any other questions? Anyone? So, because the next one, although I wanted to give you guys 3 minutes to do it, I guess we could do it together. Yeah, what the heck? Let's do it together. This one I was going to have everyone try. Basically, determine how many centimeters there are in decameters, 20 decameters. But it's really the same idea, right? So let me see if I can do this quickly. We start out here, but you're going to go to centimeters, right? So you're going to move 1 space, 2 space, 3 spaces to the right. So again, 1, 2, 3 spaces to the right. So with the 20, you're going to take the 20, right? Okay, again, the decimal's not written. It's understood to be at the very end. You're going to go 1. Oh boy, see if I can finish this. 2. Almost there. 3. So we end up getting 20,000 centimeters. Okay, I mean, we're out of time now, so I do have to stop. So let me stop the recording.